Hey everyone, welcome back to today's podcast, and today is episode 43, you guys. We're going to talk about why fear of abandonment actually fades when you become secure. All right, and today's episode is going to be one of those light bulb moments for you because we're talking about something that I actually personally lived through and finally came out of the other side of it, which is fear of abandonment, which oftentimes comes in or you actually do experience this when you have an anxiously preoccupied attachment style like I used to, okay? So for years, this fear controlled me. It showed up in my relationships, my dating life, and even in friendships, you guys. I was terrified that people would leave me, that I wasn't enough, that if someone pulled away, that it meant something was wrong with me. And because of that fear, I overgave, overperformed, stayed in situations where I should have walked away from them. And I even tolerated breadcrumbs just to avoid the feeling abandoned. Oh, and before I forget, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And check out my journals. I have a free journal, Secure Self-Error Journal. Check that out. And if you want to go even deeper into your attachment styles, check out my Decentering Men journal. All right, you guys as well, okay? So going deeper into it. So here's the thing, you guys, is that fear didn't mean that I was broken, okay? It actually meant that I was just anxiously attached, like I just mentioned, okay? And that my nervous system was wired to see distance, mixed signals, or silence as a threat. So my mind went into overdrive trying to fix it and keep people close. But here's the thing though, or here's the breakthrough that I had, is that once I actually started healing my anxious attachment style, and it's so funny, you guys, because I've been stuck in this for so many years, and I just realized just last week at the end of September 2025, you guys. I know it's funny how you don't realize things until you like later on heal, right? But that fear began to actually it actually disappeared on its own, because for years I was like sitting and just I was having all these imaginary scenarios of being in relationships with people that would just, that would just leave me all the time, right? But then I realized that, these subtle little glimpses, I don't even feel them anymore. I don't even have them anymore, right? Is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And today I can honestly say that I don't even live in fear of abandonment anymore. It's like the fear of abandonment, these imaginary scenes I used to always have of people leaving me, I don't even really have that much anymore. That's how big this is. Okay. So I'm going to break it down a little bit more for you guys real quick. Okay. So fear of abandonment is not a personality trait. It's actually an abandonment wound. It comes from inconsistency, neglect, or even outright rejection re-experienced early on, during our childhood and stuff like that, right? So our brain stores that experience, and it says that if we get too close, then we'll get left. If I get too attached, it'll hurt. So we chase love while also being terrified of losing it. But when you become securely attached, like I am now, for example, that's when everything shifts. So here are a few things that actually happen. Okay. So number one, rejection stops feeling personal. So when someone ghosts you or pulls away, instead of spiraling, you can see it clearly that this is about their capacity and not your worth. Number two, consistency feels normal, not boring, okay? You stop craving the highs and lows of limerence and realize that calm, steady love is what your nervous system actually needed all along. And lastly, number 3, you stop abandoning yourself. And this was the biggest shift for me, because I realized that the reason I was so scared of people leaving me is because I was abandoning myself over and over. And once I chose myself, my needs, my boundaries, that fear lost its grip. So, and I'm going to share something with you real quick personally, okay? Is that for years, and even though I just mentioned it, that, I was really terrified of rejection. I stayed in situations with men like Taz and Sri, which I've done episodes on them previously, if you haven't checked them out, who were they were definitely inconsistent with me, because the thought of them leaving scared me more than the reality of being unhappy. But now that fear is gone, you guys, okay? Because I know that if someone can't meet me where I am, that's not abandonment, it's redirection. So when you heal, rejection isn't rejection anymore. It's protection. And abandonment isn't abandonment, it's alignment. So if you're still struggling with that fear right now, I want you to know that it can disappear. It doesn't have to rule your relationships forever. Healing your attachment style rewires your nervous system so that rejection no longer feels like a death sentence, and instead it feels like freedom. And that's what you deserve. You deserve to be free, to feel safe, to know that deep down that no one can abandon you, because you'll never abandon yourself again. Okay, you guys, so if this episode resonated with you, make sure you screenshot it, share it on Instagram, and tag me. I'd really love to hear from you guys, maybe a little bit of your experience if you resonate. And if you're ready to go deeper, make sure you check out my free Secure Self Era journal, okay, to get you started, to see where you're at. So if you're in a situationship, or if you're dealing with hot and cold behavior, that journal would really fit you best. And I have 7 days worth of journal prompts in there. And of course, if you want to go deeper into your attachment style, any cycles you're repeating, and how to break those, I have my Decentering Men journal, where I guide you step by step through breaking cycles of obsession and creating a secure foundation for love. Okay, so all of that is in the description box below. But I wanted to thank you guys for tuning into episode 43 today. And remember that when you heal, fear of abandonment doesn't control you anymore, and that love does. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next podcast episode.